Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday where we share words of wisdom. Today, we're going to be talking about let yourself feel what you're going through. Let yourself feel what you're going through. Stop hiding behind smiles. Stop hiding behind fake laughs. Stop hiding behind makeup, clothing, you name it. We've done it, and a lot of us are still doing it. But we have to let ourselves feel what we're going through because we're human. The last thing you want to do is stop being human. We are not robots, people. We are not pieces of software. We're not computers. Computers have no feelings. Computers have no feelings, okay? We are human beings, so we have feelings. We have to allow ourselves to feel what we feel and own up to it. This is how I feel today. I received some unfavorable report. This is how I feel. I'm grieving. This is how I feel. I'm angry. This is how I feel. I'm stressed out. This is how I feel. See, the only way you're going to receive any help on what it is that you're dealing with, you're going to have to acknowledge the fact that you have a problem. And many of us don't acknowledge the fact. What we do is we patch it up, we cover it up, we hide, and we pretend like everything's okay, and we still ministering to people. We are still smiling, joking, playing, jesting, doing all of these things. Yet, we have not owned up to how we're really feeling. And we need to stop it. I'm not just talking about lay people. I'm talking about people in high positions. I'm talking about elders, ministers, evangelists, missionaries, people we look up to. They have feelings too. Don't get it twisted. It may look like everything's happy and peachy, but they have feelings too. They're human too. They go through things too. This is life, what we're talking about. If you're still here existing on this earth, you're still dealing with life principles. You're still dealing with things. Because as long as we're here on this earth, we're going to deal with some grief. We're going to deal with some pain. We're going to deal with a lot of loss. We're going to deal with things that are going on in our bodies. We're going to deal with this type of stuff. It's called being human. But we have to let ourselves feel what we're going through. If not, we're going to break down. If not, we're going to fold under pressure. If not, we're going to dehumanize ourselves. And just like I said, we're humans. So anytime you don't acknowledge your feelings, you're dehumanizing yourself. You're saying, I'm not human. I'm like a robot. I'm like a machine. I just go, 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 go. I don't have time to feel. But you don't want to get to that place where you don't have time to feel and process. That's why a lot of pastors and leaders fall. That's why a lot of people in high positions fall. That's why lay people, it doesn't have to just be people in high positions. They fall under the pressure. All of a sudden, it just comes down like a flood, or it comes down like rain, and it begins to be a great weight. And before long, it's uncontrolled. And you don't want to get to that place where it's uncontrolled. You want to be in a type of healthy type environment where you owning up to how you feel, getting the help that you need before it gets to a point of where you can't even pull away from it. The point of no return. It's like it's been a big disaster, a big calamity, and you don't want it to get to that point, because you could have corrected it when it was this little small thing. But when it turns into this big great thing, now we are really dealing with something. And sometimes it causes you to be reckless. It causes you to lose much because you let it spiral out of control. Okay? And see, God wants us to be complete. He wants us to be made whole. He wants us to believe in his word. And it sounds so easy, but yet it is so difficult at times, because then if you're not plugged in, of course you're not going to believe what God's word says if you're not plugging yourself in. And I think that's where we fail to grasp that concept. We have to be plugged in. You know, a TD Jakes message may not be enough. You may need a little bit more than a TD Jakes message, because you're dealing with a little more than just what TD Jakes talking about. No offense. But there are some people out there that really can pour into you, to minister to you, and it may just be someone who just is a faithful member of a church, or someone who you can count on to pray you through some things, or to even minister to you concerning a thing. You got to be able to plug into these people. You got to have a strong support system when you're dealing with stuff, and you got to know which type of people can pour into you in the season that you're in, because everybody can't handle what you're going through. Everybody can't handle the different seasons that you go through. Like the season you're going through right now. The people that dealt with you last season that you went through your test and trial, they can't handle it right now. They can't handle it in this season, because they're not at that level. And matter of fact, they can't even give you wise counsel, because they don't know what to tell you, because they can't even empathize with you. They can't even meet you halfway with where you are. All they can do is just listen. Yeah. And they don't have anything to say, because they can't identify with where you are. But notice how God will allow you to go through some, just so that you can feel how others feel concerning the thing, so that you can minister to them. At the same time, God is ministering to you, because you got to identify God with his many names. If you're saying God is a healer and you never had a sickness, and you never had to go through anything, then you can't really relate to the God is a healer, right? Then it'll be more like, I'm just regurgitating what the pastor said. Now, I experienced what being sick means. I've experienced that. So, and then God healed me. So I know God to be a healer. You see what I'm saying? Relatable. Experiential type situation. That's what God is trying to take us to. And many of us don't want to go, because we don't like the pressing, and we don't like the warfare, and we don't like going through. But like I said, as long as you're here, you can go through some stuff. But God never said that he was going to leave you comfortless. He never said that he was going to leave you by yourself to go through by yourself. He never said it. So why not draw on the strength of the Lord through the many ways that God can speak to you, minister to your heart, through song, through his word, through scriptures, through different types of messages, through people. It's just so many different ways. But we need to plug ourselves in, and we need to unplug the negative talk, the negative energy, the negative comments. We need to unplug when it comes to those things. When it comes to you recognizing that I have feelings, I am owning up to how I feel, but now I need help, and I just can't sit here and just ignore the fact that I have a problem. I'm trying to find the solution to my problem. If I'm going through something in my body and I had a negative and unfavorable report, I don't need to talk to somebody who just want to sit there and hear me tell them my business, because that's not benefiting me. I need somebody that's going to encourage me, to pour into me, to let me know that God is a healer. So let yourself feel what you're going through and stop hiding behind the makeup, the visage, and own up to how you're feeling at this present moment. And know that God has a strong support system around you. You just need to figure out who they are, what it is, because it's not necessarily people all the time. It could just be the many tools that he uses. He uses song. He uses other people to minister to you. You got Facebook. You got all these different outlets. God will connect you to where you need to plug in to receive a word from him, to receive what you need in this season. Because let me tell you something. The warfare that we go through, it's not getting any easier. So that means that we have to do what we call upgrade. We have to upgrade. We have to come up to the standard. So that means where we were a babe, where we've been babies and always had to be patted and pacified, God said, you're going to need to come up a little bit higher. You're going to have to know me in a deeper way, because now you are mature. I'm trying to bring you to a level of maturity, and I can't keep pacifying you. You're going to have to go through this, and you're going to have to trust me at my very word. You're going to have to trust me when I tell you that I'm going to bring you out. When you hear God's voice and he tells you everything's going to be all right, there is no other voice you need to hear. That's your assurance right there. The devil ain't going to tell you everything's going to be all right. The devil ain't going to tell you you won. The devil is not going to tell you that you're going to make it. So when you hear those words, you hear it, you better hold on to those words. I'm telling you, you're going to need those words to carry you through to your next season. You don't know what kind of season you're going to enter into. So you got to take the warfare as it comes, learn through the warfare, learn how to trust God more, learn how to recognize his voice when he's speaking. You better hold on to every word he says. When he says it, hold on to it and say, well, God, you said. God, you said. I take you at your word. God, you said. I may be hurting, I may be in pain right now, but God, you said you're my comforter. You told me it's going to be all right. Just trust me. That's what you told me. I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to keep holding on to it, because I acknowledge I'm weak and fragile at this point. But I'm trying to plug into you, and I want to plug into what you're saying in this season, because I can't afford to miss it, because I'm trying to graduate. I'm trying to graduate to the next level. I'm trying to graduate. So take this word, take it, apply it, let yourself feel what you're going through. Stop hiding, stop running, own up to it, get the help that you need. Matter of fact, plug into every outlet you need to plug into to get that word in you, because you need it. To get that positive reinforcement, that encouragement, because you need it. We're going to need it. You don't know what kind of days we're going to have ahead. There's so many different prophecies going on right now. We don't know what we're going to encounter. We don't know if we're going to have some more dark days ahead with all this coronavirus going on. But let me tell you, right now, we need to suit up. We need to build ourselves up. God has been dealing with me. I'm going through some things right now. God has been dealing with me. He's been ministering to my heart concerning some things. And, sometimes we get weary in the journey, but we got to reflect back on the word. We got to reflect back on what God is saying. And he spoke some things through me, through my prayer language. And I'm like, God, Sometimes we can get so busy and caught up in what is going on that we just need to find some quiet time to just listen. Listen to God. Listen to Him as He speaks to us concerning what is going on in our life and how He wants to bring us to the next phase in our journey. God is with you. He loves you. He loves you. Don't forget that. He has an awesome plan for you. He wants you to prosper and be in good health, even as your souls prosper. God never intended for us to fail. He wants us to win. And matter of fact, we will win. All right, you all. This is our Wild Wednesday. I'm sorry I was so long. I've been outside. It's kind of relaxing when you're outside. You get to going and going and going. But you be encouraged. And this is our Wild Wednesday. Bye-bye now.